2 birds. That's more than I wanted.
I have flipped the double bird before myself. It takes a lot.
You flipped the double bird at me.
Because until we actually meet each other, there's no retaliation.
This is Then You Ruined It, the podcast that will last until one of us makes it weird. Hope you have a short commute.
Jason, it's been a while, but I have another one. A conspiracy.
Okay.
Contain your excitement. Man.
I know your conspiracies, and they're usually just thing you misunderstood. But I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. It's 2025. It's your first conspiracy. Lay it on me.
All the cars in the world are trying to make me look dumb in front of my family.
Never mind. About exactly what I expected.
You're rolling your eyes harder than my teenager. Knock it off. Listen, this is what happens. Okay, you know how every car key fob in the world is press the unlock button once for the driver and twice for the entire family, correct? We've established that.
I have experienced that with like rental cars, but I've never actually owned one that was like that. Mine is just okay, let me put it this way. It may be that is the actual method, the actual technique, the way it's supposed to be done. Mine is, if I'm getting in by myself, I have the keyless entry. So I walk up, I have the key with me, and it just opens. If my family's with me, I hammer that button like I'm smashing A in Mario Party or something so I don't get left out, because they will hear a beep and then just immediately pull it open. Dad, it's not open. Dad. And I should thump, 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 thump. I'm like, I'll just stand there for a while and like stare at them, and they'll look over at me like, what? Come on, open the door. I'm like, would you have some patience? I did. Open the door. Come on. So that may be true. It may be a double click, but I'm always the one that just click because my kids are the worst.
No, my kids and wife are the worst because they somehow changed my fob to require 3 button presses to unlock everyone, because I push it twice every time we go to the car together, and they're just standing there like, you didn't unlock it again, Dad, you colossal dum-dum. And I'm sick of it.
That's not fair. It's not a conspiracy. It's very much just a weird idiosyncrasy that your family has and or did to you. But that's not fair, and it sucks. Like, you can't take away muscle memory at our age.
I'm doing the right thing. I mean, the muscle memory is correct. The kids are wrong.
I mean, when your car doesn't open, it kind of proves that in fact, you are wrong. It just sucks.
You would think that, Jason.
You
I
would.
have another story.
Awesome. Wonderful.
This whole thing,
I fell in the trap. I'm sorry, everyone.
It was a clever ruse.
It always is.
And now Jason is on board.
Well,
to hear my story.
I'm in it for the long haul. What you got?
Now, I'll warn you, this story will wander a bit, but I promise you, it comes back.
Like the Jews in the desert. It may wander. It may be prone to wander a bit. But it will return to the bosom. Okay, yes.
Yes, we're going Old Testament in this story. All right, so, for reasons that I don't need to go into in a public forum, our car broke. We no longer have access to our 3rd child. We had a Mazda 5 for 10 years. We loved this car so much that during the brief window of a week when I thought I was going to get a dog, we all agreed we would name the dog Mazda 5 Jr.
That poor dog.
The dog's not real, okay? Don't feel bad for the dog.
But the hypothetical dog. The hypothetical dog is sad.
I would have taken such good hypothetical care of that hypothetical dog. We were just going to call it Junior. I'm not going to yell out Mazda 5 Junior. That's weird. But just name it, just call out Junior, and it would respond to that. It's like dogs need like their fancy show name, and then the name that you actually call them. So it would have been Mazda 5 Junior. We'd just call it Junior, and everyone would assume that we called it Steve Junior, but we would know the truth.
What? Okay, I'm sorry. Mazda 5 Jr. is a way better name for a dog than Steve Jr.
No, I mean, yes. See, I'm confused. Now I've fallen into the trap. I don't know what to say next.
Just acknowledge and move on.
All right. Anyway, so the car, it's busted. We need to replace the car. We need to replace it in short order because insurance is a scam and operated by dicks. Anyway, so we go out and we're going car shopping. And the first place that we went was, I'm just going to call them out. No, it was a dealership. I really don't want. I've changed my mind. The angel on my shoulder went, Steve.
Like I said, you may be living there for longer than you want, and you may have to buy a car there again, so.
Oh, no, that's not what I'm worried about. You'll find out. I'm definitely never buying a car from this dealership. So, this was the first dealership that we went to, and we get out of our car, and there is a gentleman standing in front of the door, and he greets us, and he says, welcome, come on in, what can I help you with? And my wife and I shared that knowing look of, oh, crap, this man is old. I don't know how well this is going to go. So we had our list of cars that we wanted to look at, and we sit down at his desk, and he's like, okay, what cars can I help you with? And by the way he used the internet, I could tell this guy should not be doing this.
Yeah, Hunter and Pecker?
A Hunter and Pecker and a mutter to himself that he can't find the buttoner.
That's the worst. I'm doing this so you can visibly see how bad I am at this, but I'm also going to tell you how bad I am at it.
Let's see. Where's the button for a 4-door? It's right there. You went over it 4 times. Stop it.
And then they'll tell you because they know better than you do because they do that job. They'll be like, no, that's not it. Slyly get back to that button like, oh, I did find it on my own. Go me.
I'm the professional in this arrangement. You should pay me. So we get the cars that we want to look at. He's like, okay, let me go grab the keys for him. I'll meet you out by the cars. Tells where they're at in the parking lot. Goes out there, and he turns and says, all right. He turns to my wife and is like, hey, sorry, you're going to have to sit in the back. The rules are I have to ride in the front seat. It's just the rules. I'm like, okay, that's weird. And that was the extent of it. He didn't ask for our license. He didn't ask for proof of insurance. In his mind, so long as he was in the car with us for the test drive, everything was cool. So test drive a car, test drive another one. I think we actually need something a little bigger. There's another, and they don't have anything bigger at this shop. We're going to go to the other one up the street a little bit because I don't know why, but car dealerships need to be within spitting distance of each other at all times. I've never understood that, but they are in herds, which is strange. It's like if all the McDonald's were in the same strip mall.
Yeah. If you see a car dealership by itself, don't go. There's something very wrong about that car dealership.
Each and every one of those cars is haunted.
Basically.
So we go to the other dealership. We get a much younger, much more capable person. He was only like 5 years older than me, which is, a nice sweet spot. And shows us the car. We're like, oh, this is really great. Yeah. We're kind of thinking this one. We got another couple more to check out. We'll let you know tomorrow. So we go out to the parking lot. I take out the key to the rental, and I push the button on the fob to unlock the door. And I push it twice. I very firmly and deliberately push the unlock button twice. And my wife reaches the car first, pulls on the handle, and it's still locked. And she shoots that "you're a dummy" look right at me. And I'm like, I'm pushing it again so she can see. And I reach down to open my thing, and it won't open. I look down at my keys. It is the key to the car that we test drove with the old man. He never got it back from us. We just had a free car.
He should be fired. He's clearly not doing the job they hired him to do, and also he is getting cars lost.
So we were laughing so hard about it. We told the next guy that was driving us around, like, oh yeah, you'll never believe what the last guy that we talked to did. He left the keys with us, and the guy's like, that's not funny. He should be fired.
Good. I'm glad I'm with slightly older guy.
No, this was even younger guy. We got progressively younger. I did go drop him off on our way because we had to drive past this dealership again on the way to dealership number 3. I go and I knock on the door and he looks up and he's all excited like, oh, hey, he's coming back to make a sale. And I pull out the key and his face just dropped. He's like, oh no. I really should have said, and I will take a free candy bar, sir.
Just a candy bar. Not negotiate to get money taken off of a car or something like that, a deal. No. I will take your finest Twix, sir. That's right, both halves. Don't be stingy.
I know you've got a snack machine in the back. Hook a brother up, or I'm going all the way to the top.
So who'd you end up buying from?
The guy in the middle. He was the only one that had a Subaru. That's what we decided we wanted. So, had nothing to do with the people, but we will never buy a because hires that guy. I don't want to get him fired, but I refuse to give him business.
I mean, that I respect that. That's not burning down his entire livelihood, but also you're not getting anything from me. Like I'm not gonna kill you, but I'm not gonna save you either.
We're like, you're probably gonna do this again, but it won't be on my head.
Yeah, I mean, you have to weigh the pros and cons, and it's like, okay, is that it? If he does it again, is it gonna get like somebody hurt? Like, will somebody get physically hurt because of this? No, he may just lose another car.
Yeah, exactly. What? Some rich guy who has 1 billion cars spread across the valley loses one? I don't care.
I just can't imagine the number of cars I lost today, like being a non-zero number and being like, yeah, you can stay hired. Because I mean, it has to be a given that this guy has lost a car. Like, he's lost at least one. And again, it's a non-zero number, and that should be terms of
And remember, he didn't just leave the key with me. He had no record that I existed.
Yeah.
He didn't get my license. He didn't get my name. He had nothing. I was just a hiss and a byword on the wind.
I'm sure if you're older in that game and nothing's ever gone wrong, like you've never had a problem with that, then of course you wouldn't bother. Why, you're more laid back. Let's not worry about that. I have had test drives that are like that. That my wife would actually speak up. She'd be like, "Don't you need like one of our licenses or something? Don't you need more information than what you're going on?" And,
What? You marry a narc?
I mean, yeah. It's not really a narc. It's more covering our own butt. She's
No, it's their butt. Your butt is fine.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's looking out for somebody else. It's not a narc. That's definitely not this. That is a very different situation. I'm not saying she's not a narc. I'm just saying it's more like in this case, I'm trying to help you help yourself because you're not helping yourself.
Does she call and report people who are driving in the carpool lane alone?
No. She would probably tailgate somebody and just wait until they got out of that lane and then just eyeball them as she passed them. Like her dad. Her dad did one of I still talk about it because he was following somebody that was going way too slow and they were like slamming on their brakes at weird times or whatever. And when he finally got the chance to pass them, he passed them and he honked at him. Sorry. This is a different situation. There was that time, and he definitely gave them a look like I've never seen him give, and I'm like, oh, I never want to get that look. This is like when we were like, I think we'd just been married, so I think we were married, but even if not, I was still like, this is early enough in this relationship. That's the side I don't ever want to see. No, this is another time where somebody cut him off in traffic, and when he got a chance to drive by them, I don't know how you zero in like with your eyes. Like he laser focused on this car, and when they got right within honking distance, like prime honking distance, he honked his horn. The smoothness of it, I still bring it up with my wife to this day because it was just again a side of him I don't want to see, and it's pretty much when he's driving. He's a very angry, or can be an angry driver. So
one of my favorite road rage moments that I've ever witnessed. We were walking down the street and some dude honked the horn and started giving us the double bird and was yelling, F you! Boom! Slammed his car into the car in front of him.
That is instant karma / schadenfreude. That's the best of all worlds. That is like before you can even react to, man, just put those down. He slams in something. It's like, oh, good. The world was watching.
2 birds. That's more than I wanted.
I have flipped the double bird before myself. It takes a lot.
You flipped the double bird at me.
Because until we actually meet each other, there's no retaliation. I can just, Get out of my system. That was just showing off. That was just because I can.
So I'm not a real person, is what you're saying.
I mean, yeah, basically. Same reason again, when I get mad at my wife, you know, I'm flipping off, but I'm not flipping off to her face because that would be a consequence. I'm just doing it through the ceiling. But yeah, if I have to flip the double bird, then man, I have been wronged, and this must be righted. And the only way to right it is not one finger on my hand upraised, but two. Oh, now you're getting it. So yeah, to see somebody in a car do that, see anybody in a car, I remember, not specifically the first time somebody flipped me off, but like seeing it and being like, dude, like, how bad is your day that whatever I just did in traffic, which was not that bad, caused you to flip me off? Like, you're a piece of work. I've never had a situation where somebody flipped me off and I flipped them off back, because I feel like that is too. That is the how dare you, sir? How dare you? And then we're like, it's on, and I don't want it to be on because I don't think I can bring it.
So there's plenty of people who flip off back and forth. It's until you slap a glove, it's not on.
You mean I assume you mean slap somebody with a glove?
Yes. Slap with.
If I just slap a glove, that means nothing. It's like,
That's
bad.
bad.
If you were over here, just like that. What'd you do? Why'd you hit that glove?
I still remember the first time I ever dared to flip someone off, and it wasn't even a person. It was just their house as I walked by, and it was in my pocket. And I'm just like, I was so mad at these people. And that just became my natural rhythm every time I'd walk by this house, because this house was right in between my house and my best friend's house. So I'd walk by him all the time, and I'm just like, yeah, that'll show him.
Then somebody just happens to come to a window one time, and you just take off running. Oh, God!
Why is that kid running with one hand in his pocket?
Yeah. I remember one time I flipped off my mom. That's not true. I flipped off my mom a lot. But one time I flipped her off and she saw it. I can't remember what she did, but I flipped her off and she just closed my door. So that's why I flipped her off. And then she opened it and I was still standing there like flipping her off. And I was like, oh no. Now she's going to murder me. And she did not take kindly to it.
A little bit of Jason died that day.
Ah, yeah.
She shut the door and was like, sunrise, sunset.
And I'm just doing it to myself. Sunrise, sunset. Sunrise, sunset. That's my finger going up and down, so you can't see that.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Then You Ruined It. If you enjoy our flavor of nonsense, please like and subscribe wherever you found us. And please share with your friends and cooler family members.